I grew up in a small town in north central Iowa. We lived on a farm, my family and I, and we had, there were 9 children in our family. And we went to church every Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday night. Whenever the church doors were open, we were there. It was a safe, secure environment. I had gone through a divorce. It was a result of alcoholism and adultery, and it was a lot of, obviously my security was gone. I learned about the ultimate journey through friends at church. There were quite a few people that had taken the classes in Des Moines and had gotten such freedom, and they brought it back to our church and had classes there, and it was something I knew that I always wanted to do. House of Hope opened, and it wasn't shortly after that that they asked me to facilitate a session there. I began facilitating and I loved every minute of it. I just enjoyed watching God work. I got to be in the front row seat, watching Him do marvelous things in people's lives, and my own included. Well, I obviously talked about it so much that my daughter Katie called the House of Hope to sign up for classes.
And my mom started facilitating the ultimate journey, and she has this ability of when she likes something, she goes big for it and talks about it all the time. So she would say to me, maybe you should take it, I think you should take it, you should probably take it, and I would say, okay, Mom, like, eventually. From the outside looking in, we had the perfect life. We all had lots of friends. My family was big. We spent a lot of time together. But on the inside, things were just a little different. When I was 12, I remember coming home from school one day, and my best friend at the time happened to be my neighbor. She came up to me and told me that she had found something at her house that she kind of wanted me to look at. It was a picture of my dad, so come to find out, we had found out that he was having an affair. So my sister loved to go to church and my mom loved to go, so I just kept going with them because it was what they did and we kind of all did everything together. But the more I kept going, it was the best different that I could feel. It was the feeling of love, and that's where I accepted Jesus in my heart, and really things haven't been the same since. As a Christian, I had this perception that everything was going to be perfect, that your life would be happy, your life would be full, your life would be meaningful, and it is, but there was still something missing. There was a void in my life, and there was feeling that I needed to take care of everyone, that I needed my mom to be okay, that I needed my sister to be okay, and that I needed my dad to be okay. I was in a place in my life where I was ready for something different. So at that time, I emailed the House of Hope. I couldn't get in. The class was full. There was no place for me, so I could either go on the waiting list or they would sign me up 6 months later. God knew that that's the exact time that I needed. There was a shakeup in my life at 2 days before the class started, and there I was the next day, broken and needing it. The day the class started, I was very nervous. So I pull up to the house, I park the car, and the walk from my car to the door felt like 8 miles long. I just knew that walking in was gonna change things, and I wasn't sure what to expect. And I was just really broken at that point. So I opened the door and instantly I felt peace.
I think one of the first things I learned in the ultimate journey helping with my children, I would tend to shut them down and say, oh, you shouldn't feel that way. And I realized in the ultimate journey that they needed to have those feelings, that was their right to have those feelings. I could help them to process it as I had been learning in the class.
And I have to admit that my mom was right. I needed this class, and I know that it's something that I encourage to everyone that I know, because I know that the miracles that it's done in my life. Looking back, I can see how far I've come. I'm a perfectionist, but I also know that nothing is perfect. I'm not perfect. God doesn't expect me to be perfect, and I know that this is a journey that I'll be on the rest of my life.
My prayer became, instead of God, take away the fear, it became, God, show me the joy in the journey. And that's what the ultimate journey is to me. It's where we learn how to shift our thinking. And that's what the House of Hope is. It's a safe place where we can identify lies that we believe, the shame, the guilt, the fear, whatever it is that holds us back. And it allows us to take God's truth and replace it so that we can enjoy life.